Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Brev. Welcome to another episode of What Would Brev Do? This is the series where I play an entire ranked game and I talk about what's going on in my head the entire time. We are continuing our theme of running through all the divisions in the major leagues and using all of their Legends of the Franchise cards that have been released in the latest program. Today is the NL Central, and they actually don't have a pitcher, so we're looking at 5 hitters, so our lineup is full of them. Whole infield except for catcher is Legends of the Franchise, which is pretty cool. Maybe a hot take, but I think Prince Fielder is one of the best cards in the release, and we're going to have him at first, so hopefully he pops off. Joe Morgan at second, Ozzie Smith at short, Ryne Sandberg at third. If I flip-flopped Sandberg and Morgan, I'd have diamond defense at all 3 of these positions, but I think I want the speed a little bit more from Joe Morgan there. And then Jason Bay in left field. Our other 3 are Eric Davis in center, the new finest Clemente in right, and Jason Kendall behind the dish. The bench is Banks, super fractured McCutchen, and super fractured Pujols. Could definitely play McCutchen in this team build, but wanted to give some love to some other guys that I don't use as much. Votto and Yelich for the rest of the bench. And then we're going to be pitching with Kerry Wood, who I have parallel for, but it's just from doing the Extreme program. I haven't actually pitched with him online yet, so this should be pretty interesting. For the bullpen, I try to make all of our righties from the NL Central, but lefties are just kind of hard to come by. We'll try to use mostly NL Central guys if we go into our pen, and obviously our good ones are Chapman and Williams on the back end there. Our other starters are just guys recovering energy, so they're obviously not NL Central guys. We are at 728 rating. We've only played 1 game so far this season, and it was the last episode of What Would Brev Do that we did. That video was with the AL West, so if you missed that, go check that out. We had a really good lineup. We pitched with Jared Weaver, and we had a really good game. We were able to pick up on a lot of things our opponent was doing pretty quickly, so we did really well. I'm kind of surprised we found a game as quick as we did. I'll take it. Yeah, we'll see how this lineup does too, because there are definitely some weak points, especially against left-handed pitching, or against right-handed pitching, I mean. Like Ozzie Smith versus a righty is probably not going to do too hot, so him in the 8 hole's interesting. This guy's actually using Cy Young. There is no shot I just queued into somebody using Cy Young. Alright, here's the moment of truth. I said Cy Young was the worst card in the program and borderline unusable. Today is the day we will find out if I was correct or incorrect. This is top tier stuff right here. I am going to get shut out for 5 innings, aren't I? Alright, he was way behind that cutter, so we're just going to pump the outlier. I don't know what that swing was. And he was somehow less late on that than the first one. Maybe he saw the cutter really well. I will take my 2-pitch out, though. Got to be careful throwing 4 seams inside to guys like Clemente, though, because if people are on using cards like that a lot, they will be looking for it, because that's how cards like that are typically pitched. Alright, so Kerry Wood, like I said, I haven't used him yet online this year, but I have used him quite a bit in past years. The best thing you can do with Kerry is try to feature the cutter as a primary pitch. It depends on your level of play and if you can pick up on what your opponent's bat speed is looking like. For example, our opponent's bat speed is really fast right now, so we're featuring a lot of off speed, but if you can't really figure out where they're at or they're doing a good job sticking with it, I think featuring the cutter as a primary pitch is really good because it makes your 4-seam look all that much faster, and it also allows you to go down with the off speed at a similar speed differential. So it's kind of how I like to pitch with a lot of outlier guys. Just kind of throw like an intermediary pitch. Like with Pedro, I like throwing the cutter a lot. With Grayson, I like throwing the cutter a lot. So Kerry Wood kind of in the same boat. Alright, we will see how this goes against Cy Young. I kind of wish I was facing someone a bit more relevant so I could give you some tips in that regard. But like I said, maybe he'll have me eating my words by the end of this video. Gonna be pretty easy to pick up on, I think, though. He really only has 3 speeds. He has fastball, which granted is pushing 100. But other than that, he's got a straight change and then 3 separate curveballs. So against Cy, I think it's pretty good to be patient because he does have good control. And I honestly think I'm just gonna sit fastball like pretty much the whole game. If he's somehow able to throw these 3 curveballs consistently for strikes, that's going to impress me. Personally, myself using Cy Young throughout the years, it really just feels like the 4-seam's the only thing you can put in the zone competitively. So that's just what we're going to do. He made that one obvious too with the slide step. People really like slide step in fastballs. Yeah, we'll see what we're working with. That was a hanging screwball. We're sticking with our approach so far though, sitting fastball. That broke a lot. Decent pitch. Does he come with the 4-seam now? He did. Up and into Eric Davis. That should be out. Eric Davis with his 82 contact. Taking Cy Young deep. We are already off to a hot start. This is also 2 games in a row where the first batter of the game worked a walk. After I probably went through like 50 games without getting a leadoff walk, like in a row. I will take it. A walk and a bomb. The Brev special. That was a hanger. I think I missed it though. I know I'm sitting fastball, but that was pretty much down the middle. And Cy Young's breaking pitches are just so easy to read out of the hand. Like, I personally think I could tell you almost immediately if it's a fastball or not a fastball when hitting against this card. So really what you have to worry about is just putting PCI on ball at that point. Sad we made an out with Prince. Really excited about that card. This card surprised me too, attributes-wise. Jason Bay, they really juiced him. I was kind of young when Jason Bay was in his prime, but I feel like he wasn't this good as the attributes he got. But you know what? Juice the guys. It's better to juice him than not juice him, I would say. Here's a change-up. We go down and get it. That's probably a double. That's a good dive from him, actually. That's almost certainly being a ground rule double, so he might as well go for it. I like that dive a lot. I don't know why I swung at that. It just looked so juicy. I'm glad we're getting Joe Morgan to get some hits, get some at-bats versus a right-handed pitcher, too. I really like Joe Morgan cards, honestly. It's just like he never has good attributes versus lefties. Ever. They couldn't even juice him this year for this card. Here's a fastball. We're just late on it. Good paint. So we only scored 2. We hit the ball pretty hard, though. Only 1, or I guess 2 hits. We take those kinds of innings. Back to work with Carey. Again, first pitch cutter. Trying to figure out where his bat speed is at. He had a really fast bat the first inning, so we'll see if he's trying to adjust and slow it down a little bit. Doesn't appear so far. One thing that has worked in years past for me that has really not worked, you know, I've used Carey in events, just not in ranked. I feel like slurves versus lefties is just like a no-go pitch for this card this year. You guys can tell me if you feel the same, but even if I get it like slightly out of the zone, I feel like they still can just like crush it. So I try to only throw the slurve versus righties, honestly. The tunneling you can do is way better versus a righty with that pitch anyway. So he's back to the fast bat and then slowed it down for that changeup. I'm going to elevate. I think elevating a fastball is good here. It's a good time to do it because Pudge is short as well. So you're more likely to get someone to chase that pitch when they're using a short hitter. Because, you know, where you throw it could be closer to the strike zone for other guys. Like, they might be used to thinking it's close to being a strike. So if I do try to throw that pitch, I make sure it's very high, like very much out of the zone, especially if you're on, like, All-Star. Make sure you get that pitch way up. And I try to do it against short guys if I can. I am going to try to blow a fastball by him, but I'm going to do it outside here, just like we did in the first inning. That way, at least if he's ready for it, he's going to be early instead of perfect. And we get another K. All right, 7-8-9 here. Clemente leading it off. Again, we're looking fastball, first pitch. Good swing, line out to center. Can't complain about it. Approach is good so far. Those outs happen. We'll see what Ozzie can do. Just missed with our PCI. I might be very patient this at bat, actually, for a couple of reasons. One, Ozzie's fast, obviously. Doesn't hit righties well, and also, like, I don't want to have a 7, 8, 9 inning that takes, like, 6 pitches, so working the count here I think is good, if nothing else, just to see some more pitches in an at bat where we're kind of at a disadvantage relative to the rest of our lineup. He's gone 3-0 to us, though. This will be our first 3-0 count, I think. I don't know if Sandberg got there, but he ends up walking us. So I will take a 4-pitch walk with a guy with 92 speed. And I think this is a part where we just strike out. There's a couple things you can do with your pitcher here, and it makes it extra awkward with a pitcher like Kerry Wood, who can actually hit a little bit. You could try to steal bunt, or you can strike out looking, or you can swing away, but swinging away is pretty bad when you're in a double play situation like we are right now. So I'm going to elect to strike out looking instead of trying to bunt steal, just because I do have Sandberg on deck, and a ball on the gap's going to score this runner with 92 speed. So we take our L there, and then we try to take advantage of the second at bat as opposed to swinging away and possibly hitting into a double play. I don't know how I fouled that. I'll take it.
I don't like to say he wasted a pitch. I think that was a purpose pitch. Change the eye level, have him
To slide steps, sweeping curve. Oh, we had a good swing on it too. Just barely over the top and just barely early. That was a hanger. That's okay. That's a good swing, honestly. Like, sometimes that swing will be a no-doubt home run. It's kind of random in that regard. This guy's using a lot of righties that have typically regarded slow swings. He's got Pudge, Clemente, and Mays here. But like I said, with Clemente, got to be a bit careful pitching guys inside like that. If they use them a lot, they'll know what you're trying to do. So we'll try to mix it up a bit. We'll bury a changeup. I've been getting people to swing at that pitch a lot recently. I don't know what changed, but I will take it. Kerry dealing so far. So the Sandberg at bat didn't go the way we wanted it to, obviously, but we took a decent swing and we played the situation correctly. So that's all you can really ask for. Like, with any game, there's always going to be times where you make the correct decision and it just doesn't really work out. I don't think I can throw a 4-seam here behind in the count to a guy that crushes righties. So let's go cutter. He was late on it. Late side of good. I don't know how that wasn't bombed. We'll go outside fastball again. He is not adjusted to this pitch yet. Fouls it off. And now we're going to try to paint a 4-seam low and in. This tunnels with the cutters we've been throwing to lefties, and he might be trying not to chase something in the dirt. Yeah, beautiful. Catch him looking. So that's a good pitch to throw, just to take advantage of, you know, what we've hit him with so far. We've gotten him to chase in the dirt a couple times. Every time we've gone low and in, tunnel to a righty, it's been a cutter. So 4-seam low and in, or to a lefty, I mean. 4-seam low and in makes sense there. Let's go cutter here to Cy. Normally just like throwing outlier up and into the pitcher is good, but sometimes you get people like this guy who are just looking for that because they kind of have to hit it with their pitcher. All right, back to work with Eric. This is another situation kind of like Ozzie Smith where we don't have great attributes at the plate given the situation, and we have a ton of speed. So I think working the count to lead off this inning makes a ton of sense, and we're already off to a 2-0 start here. A leadoff walk with Eric Davis would be enormous with the middle of our order coming up, and specifically Prince Fielder on deck. So we're obviously taking till 3-2 here if we get there, and he just 4-pitch walks us. This is massive. 99 speed to lead off the inning. Our best hitter at the plate. I'm going to sit first pitch fastball here, try to crank one. He dots a changeup. That's fine. We're still sitting fastball as our approach in general, because Cy doesn't really give us a lot to worry about otherwise. There's a hanger. That should be gone. Prince Fielder. Boom. Love this card, man. I was comparing him to David Ortiz, the 99 Prime card we got for free earlier in the year. He has him beat in literally every attribute. It's crazy how good this Prince is. Like, I might have been underrating him a bit because he does only play first, but he's actually attribute-wise like so insane. So I think I'm going to be using him a lot. I really liked his cards last year too, his home run derby card. I think this guy knows I'm sitting fastball, or he's just really trying to mix it up as much as he can. But this is what's so tough about Cy Young. Like, if I take away the fastball, what are you going to throw me? You're going to throw me 3 curveballs and a changeup. And some of them are going to hang eventually, no matter how good your control ratings are. Like, curveballs on this game just very often don't go exactly where you want them to. So that's why I think the card isn't good. Obviously, you know, if they can get the fastball by you or you have to guess to hit it, that makes things a little bit easier for them. But he doesn't even have outlier on the fastball, so it's not even like the fastest fastball you'll see in ranked. See what he throws us 1-2 here. Screwball down and in. Good spot. Good swing. Can't do anything about that. Good at bat. We were just a little bit early on the 4-seam. That was our approach. Still only 3 hits, but a couple of walks and some very impactful hits. That was just right down the pipe as well. So I'm sitting fastball, but sometimes these curves just float in there so perfectly that I can't help but swing. Again, another reason why I don't think Cy's that great. Like, I could not even be looking for a curve and it could just end up in my barrel. 6-0 now, back to back. Clemente. This is getting spicy.
Ozzie Smith, the batter, the shortstop, Ozzie.
No way, I just went yard with Ozzie Smith. Yo. Okay, Cy Young is unusable. I was right. This is bad. I gotta applaud the man, though. Maybe he's a meme lord. Maybe he's a huge Red Sox fan. I don't know. My advice confidently to you all is to never go anywhere near this card. I said it before, I'll say it again. I was really hoping we'd go 4 in a row with our pitcher there. That would have been insane. Alright, so he's down big now, 7-0. He's going to almost certainly be pressing at the plate, so he's going to get a ton of off-speed and a ton of balls this inning. This is a very frustrating part of the game to be in for him, and we want to try to amplify that frustration by giving him nothing that he wants or, like, nothing really in the zone unless we have to. Because he's going to be frustrated. He's hitting against Kerry Wood. Like, he's going to want to take away the 4-seam. And we're just going to do our best to be really annoying, not throw strikes, and not give him what he wants. And it's going to be up to him to stay disciplined despite not having any momentum and being probably very frustrated with the state of the game so far. He actually had good timing on that slurve, but still swung and missed because it was so far out of the zone. Let's elevate a fastball here. Sticks with our approach at the mound, and another short guy in Brian Roberts. All right, 2-0 here. Let's go back to the trusty low and in cutter. Try to figure out where his bat speed's at and try to steal a strike here. He was early, so his bat speed is still fast. Let's bury a changeup again. If we get into a 3-1 count, we'll just pump him a fastball. It's fine. But there he is pressing. You know, it's a 2-1 count. A guy with speed at the plate, and he's swinging at a changeup in the dirt. You just got to stay disciplined in that regard if you're trying to come back in situations like this. It's hard for sure, and that's why we're pitching him the way that we are. But that's his win condition, essentially, is working counts, getting base runners. When you're down by 7, the biggest thing you need is base runners. I think we're going to go low and in fastball again. Try to catch him looking. May not work. It worked. Sweet. So we threw that pitch for all the same reasons we threw it last inning. So not much to go over there. but successful at bat yet again for us. And Carey's working with full confidence now, so this lack of control is going to start playing small. And we're going to start throwing our pitches pretty much wherever we want, which is the W. I'm going to go change up low and in, try to tunnel off that fastball we just threw. Low and in off the plate, I should say. Kind of missed our spot, but he's chasing anyway, trying to protect against that pitch. And we're huge. 4 perfect innings from Carey. We're up 7-0 with the top of our lineup due up. And 3 runs is going to get us a mercy rule win here, so let's try to get it done. We need to stick to our approach, too. It's very easy to, kind of phone games like these in, but these are still very losable games, especially if your opponent has had, an unlucky start to the game offensively. So we're going to stick with sitting fastball and trying to hit hanging curves. We missed that one, though. There's a fastball. Ryne, this might get caught, actually. It ended up leaving. That's a good sign for Ryne Sandberg's card. He doesn't have a ton of power attributes, and I was actually early on an outside pitch there. So that was a much better result than a swing like that probably should have generated. So I guess that it is good news for the card. Kind of a glitchy home run in a way. Davis into right field, and we have the mercy rule run at the plate with Prince. I just want to hit a big boy chonk dinger here and get out of here. Let's see what we can do. Oh, we missed. He gave it to us. He might keep giving it to us. Okay, now what we're looking for. Also now what we're looking for. We are sitting fastball so hard here. And it's nowhere close. This is the Cy Young Blues here. Up the middle base hit. That'll score 99 speed. He should throw to third base here. Good play. Keeps us from advancing. Jason Bay with the RBI single. From one Jason to another. Maybe we can close this out with another single here. Yeah, I've said it a couple times this video. I'll say it again. We are literally just sitting fastball, and then his other pitches are so slow, we can just react to everything else. Card is just not good.
Now batting, second baseman.
I will be very sad if I don't get a mercy this inning, though. I will say that. Joe Morgan, 2 bombs. He wants the thumbnail. He's getting the thumbnail. Let's go. I know I said Joe Morgan's not that great, but it's literally just because of his stats versus lefties. Like, Joe Morgan versus right-handed pitching is a really good card. I want to make that clear, as you can see from this gameplay. The Cincinnati Reds popped off in this one. Morgan, 2 bombs, 4 RBIs. Eric Davis, a home run, 2 RBIs. Fielder with a 2 RBI bomb. Sandberg with a bomb. We get the 12-0, a mercy rule in 4 innings. I'm going to post this one as well. Let me know if you want to see another gameplay from the NL Central, since this one went by very quickly. And it was also against Cy Young, which is kind of a meme. But I'm going to post it anyway. Appreciate you guys watching. Hope you're all doing well. Thanks for still watching these videos all the way to the end in September/October. It's pretty awesome of you. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.